7 uncomfortable habits that have helped me become a better person, and that's worth doing for everyone. The first thing is cleaning my room. Cleaning the rooms has been one of the challenges of my life. I I really hate dust and unwanted debris, so I really want to get rid of it. So I don't wait for maids or I mean I've I have been trained to clean my room, so I have trained myself to clean the room. And over the past few years, it really have helped me to bring a lot of clarity to my own thoughts. The second thing is rearranging the rooms. My dad has problems with not finding the things that it used to be, and he always complains about finding new things, but also he kind of secretly kind of likes that we are able to use a lot of space and make use of different perspective of those spaces where you can put things, and it gives you a new kind of new beginnings, should I say, and it helps you shape your mind, because your room is actually your mind and how far you can see things and how much clarity you have, and to put the same things in a new places is kind of exciting for everyone. The third thing is like washing your clothes. That's a really uncomfortable habits, because when you grow old, when you tend to feel like you can't support your bones, or you feel like you're uncomfortable washing them, and you want to get rid of that uncomfortable feeling and buy a washing machine. But then it really helped me think about doing it yourself. Doing it yourself and cleaning the clothes and washing your bathroom is just, again, bringing yourself to that clarity that you can still do it. You can depend on yourself and do it with a new perspective of not always replacing things with money and having that access to replace it should not be the case. The fourth thing is reading the Bible, because it really helped me understand my own hypocrisies. It really, there are chapters and proverbs and psalms that really calls out on how human nature is and how God really shapes you into thinking the right way. He puts human being to their place. He puts us in a place. He gives us opportunities, and he makes us understand how patience and resilience work, and why we shouldn't think about fast results, why we shouldn't be so much of ourselves, and to sit with that and to face your own hypocrisy is really challenging, and not a lot of people can do it. We actually think that we know the best for ourselves, but that's not the case in the Bible. When you read it, you understand that we have and want we have and want the things for a human to have that nature of desires is what shapes us as humans. But then trusting God and telling him that you do your will to us, and offering God your purpose, that he directs us into his ways. The fifth thing is writing. Most of the time I have felt that reading is good for my thoughts, to recreate the thoughts and experiences, or at least understand the perspective of the authors. But writing has really changed my thoughts about what I used to think about them. I used to think that me and my thoughts are one, but that's not the case. By writing, I understand that thoughts are that thoughts are just objective parts of you that have their own individual ideas and that has its own way of putting things, but you're not the same as your thoughts. You may be thinking certain things about life, but when you act on it is when you become that thought. Good or bad, it's the thoughts that you will act upon. If it is a good thought, you will act upon it and you become a good person, and if it is a bad thought and you act upon it, then you become bad. So it's really about writing. That is very uncomfortable to come to the terms of spending time and writing about your own thoughts, to really articulate what you are thinking and then putting it that out into the world just by writing it. It's very uncomfortable and you have to face your thoughts. The sixth thing is learning about financial systems. I think we know what we can value in the world, but we actually don't understand how financial systems work and how complex and how convoluted it is for a normal person to understand. So I spend every single day understanding how certain systems work, be it a banking system or how people take credits and how debtors repay, and most of the time the money around the world is just floating from one place to the other. It has zero uh, value, but then because people use it, it tends to have value. And there are many other convoluted topics around financial systems that I feel uncomfortable learning, but it is math and it's people and it's the impact of that systems on normal people. So it gives me an interest of learning about it, just because I have that feeling and gut feeling, that intent of really putting that knowledge into practice when I can do it, when I can help other people, inform other people. And I feel exciting when I learn a new financial secret and I tell my mom and dad, because they're really a student now. I've seen them grow. I have seen them becoming new people, and they were not the ones who knew everything, and they were very honest about. My dad especially would make sure that I know that he doesn't know everything. He would say that he doesn't know, you have to figure it out by yourself. That's one of the things that parents need to be honest about. You don't know everything, you haven't figured out your life. uh, you are just born before us. And he used to make sure of that. He would say, I did my best, you have got to do your best. And he would always say, if you start something, continue till the end. So there is no end to learning about financial systems, but and also there is no end to helping other people understand the financial systems and how we could be exploited and how we could benefit from it. And it it is important because we need to understand about governments and how value creation works in the world. But if the government doesn't create that environment of learning about financial systems, if we have access to information, if we just have internet connection and a Wi-Fi, we could just understand all of it. That's what I used to think about. But it all goes back to your habits and your interest and your intent. If you have an intent of helping other people all the time, your eagerness to learn, your eagerness to understand every convoluted topic around the world is going to be much higher. So the seventh thing is praying. I think when I finish all the activities in the world, I would love to be at peace. That's what I think. And praying is one of the daily uncomfortable habits, because you have to sit there and you have to know and be honest about yourself, because God can read your soul. He knows you so well. So He knows your thoughts, evil ones, good ones, every single thing, and you put it there in His, metaphorically, should I say, you put it there, put it out there into His presence, and He kind of sorts things out for you, and you get that feeling of maybe this is peaceful. So when before you even sit to pray, you feel uncomfortable and you don't want to do it because you don't want to face that, we don't want to, you know understand why this particular burden that we have. Even if I have a financial crisis at home, or even if I don't understand what's going on with my life, why do I feel so unloved, discouraged, or any kind of thoughts that crosses your mind, maybe problems with someone I know or love. But praying really sorts things out. The world is a very complex place to live in, but when I sit with that uncomfortable habit of praying, I feel that it is much simpler. We just have to manage our own desires, our own thoughts, our own emotional outbursts. And praying does help to not react, to not be so loud at making someone feel lesser. So it gives a perspective about living a quiet life, minding our own business, and doing the things with the best of intentions for other people around the world, and also especially your neighbor, doing the best for them.